everyone, welcome or welcome back to my first ever TBR video. I'm honestly so excited. Fall is one of my favorite seasons. It's also my favorite reading season. Like, imagine how different it hits when you're reading fantasy in the fall versus the summer. Oh, I just love every second of it. So for this month, I have 7 books planned. Typically, I can read 3 to 4 books in a month because I'm such a slow reader and I just don't have that much time to read. But one of them is a novella, so technically it's 6.5 books. Last month I did 5, but that was with the help of an audiobook, so we'll see how much I can read this month. Hopefully I can read all of these because I really would like to. So the first book I'm gonna start off with is The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I really am excited for this. It kind of reminds me, I don't know why, of the movie Ready or Not. Also, Glass Onions, the murder mystery. There's no like murder that you have to solve, but for some reason this book just gives me those vibes. I'm not gonna give you the synopsis of any of these, but I'm super excited. I've heard such good things about this book. I did hear that the last book isn't as great as people's expectations were. Also, a lot of people have been hyping up her other series. I think it's called The Naturals. That one I'm really excited for. I'm really excited to read this book. I will have a reading vlog up for the entire series, so I will link that down below once it is uploaded. I think this one's to be expected. I think everyone and their mother will be reading this series during the fall because I keep hearing people talk about it. I don't know why I decided to reread this series all of a sudden. It's none other than Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which is the first book in the series. So I read this when I was 10 years old. So it's been 13 years since I last read the Harry Potter series, and I've never watched any of the movies. So I've gone 13 years without consuming anything Harry Potter. So besides the names of the main characters, I literally don't remember anything about this book. When I first read the series, I started at book 3 because we didn't have books 1 and 2 at home, and I heard books 1 and 2 are some people's favorites just because it's like an introduction and you get that magical, like, him finding out about the train, 3/4 train. Is that what it's called? I'm super excited. I read the first chapter of this book during one of my readathon videos to see if I would like to read it, and it's such cozy vibes. So I'm so excited to finally be rereading the series. I really would like to do like a rereading vlog, so if you guys are interested, let me know. And I think this time I'm also gonna watch the movies, so stay tuned if you want to see a rereading vlog of me reading this series 13 years later. The next book is Day Zero by Kresley Cole and also Arcana Rising by Kresley Cole. This is part of the Arcana Chronicles series. I am shocked that I was able to put off reading the next books in the series for as long as I did. Usually if I'm like obsessed with the series, I'll literally consume the whole thing without stopping, without reading a single book in between. But because I did have an August TBR lined up that other people chose for me, I couldn't read the next books in the series. But I survived, and now I can finally read the next 2 books. Day Zero is the novella in the series. It is the 3.5 book in the series, and then Arcana Rising is the 4th book. Then I have The City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare, which is the 5th book in her Mortal Instruments series. If you've seen my readathon, you'll know that I absolutely despised the 4th book. This is a series that I am rereading. The first time that I read this series, I stopped at book 4 because that's kind of when Jace and Clary get together. I felt like there were no more high stakes, so I didn't feel like reading anymore. I wanted to finally finish the series once and for all. So 5 years later, I picked it up and I was like, I'm gonna finish the whole series. But then this time, once again, I was really tempted to stop at book 4. Like, book 4, I just didn't enjoy whatsoever. I gave it 2.5 stars. So I really wanted to stop at book 4, but then I told myself I have to continue. I have to finally finish the series. I can't stop at the same book that I stopped at 5 years ago. I think I'm gonna start it probably like today or tomorrow and then read books in between so that I can take a break from this book. Usually I can only read 1 book at a time, but with this book I feel like I need a break. So I'm gonna read other books in between, and this will be kind of like the month-long book that I'll be reading. So as some of you may know, I am not going back to school for the first time in 23 years of my life. And not that I like school or anything, but I just like the structure of school. I'm just not ready for this adulting life to kind of bring back the feeling of school for me. I added The Chase by Elle Kennedy into my TBR because I think it is school related. Yeah, it's like jocks and teenagers and stuff. I just want that feeling of school. I don't know if that makes sense. It is the first book of the Briar U series. I don't have any of the off-campus series, but I have all of the Briar U series books. Super excited for this one. And then the last book on my September TBR is You Have a Match by Emma Lord. This one I actually started reading maybe 2 months ago. I got to chapter 3, page 30, and I just stopped reading. It just bothers me that it's sitting on my nightstand and it's been there for 2 months. So I added this in there just because I don't like having unfinished books. I will probably read this one first because it is the most summer-y book. This is my September TBR. Please give me any feedback that you guys have for this video. It is my first time doing it. I would welcome and love any feedback. I have included an anonymous feedback form in my description, so you guys can leave me feedback on any of my videos anytime. It's completely anonymous, and I would really appreciate it so I can better my channel for you guys. Thank you so much for watching and staying with me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys share your thoughts and comments on some of these books, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next one. Bye!